Absolutely. So, but therapy is definitely something I encourage. I do encourage heavily for people not to go to, again, the government-sponsored psychotropic drugging. That is very specific because the whole history behind that and the present has nothing to do with helping people to reach greater levels of health.
What are some of the psychotropic drugs?
Everything from Adderall, Zyprexa, Zine, Wellbutrin, you name it, Cymbalta, Brexpiprazole, specifically a drug known as Rexulti, the one that had Tyrese crying hysterically because that's what his psychiatrist or psychologist prescribed to him. And he said it openly after that. He said, "I'm sorry, y'all. I was on that," and he said it had my emotions flaring up. That wasn't a justification. That is a fact. And the whole history of psychiatry, you have to know about its hand in eugenics. You have to know about its hand in South Africa when it comes to the apartheid, when it comes to slavery, when it comes to it. You must know about all of that.
So and what are some of the side effects of Adderall?
Adderall, suicidal thoughts, homicidal tendencies, increases in depression, increases in anxiety. Matter of fact, I would say almost everything that it says it prevents, it causes. Everything it says it prevents, it enhances because of its interference with the chemistry of the brain. And they do this because, again, if I say I'm going to give you this drug and it's going to help this, but I say, listen, you're suffering from this. Before I give you anything, you're suffering from this, this, and this. But the drug I give you is going to cause that, that, and that. So therefore, I look right. And then after that, you're going to need another drug to handle those 4 effects. And those 4 additional drugs cause 8 additional effects. And you need drugs to handle those and the rest to handle those and those and those. You become a guinea pig for life. People know this. This is a fact.
Yes.
And I have led protests against the American Psychiatric Association years before the shots. I was exposing that. So that's a whole nother conversation. Now we can turn up real heavy on that.
Okay.
But so if you want to go the other route, so I encourage the non-drugging route.
Yes, I agree. So why do you think the government wants to control the people?
Because it only lives and exists based upon how many people it can control. It quite literally requires a battery to exist, and the people are that battery. A good quote unquote president doesn't really do what is good, but they promote that they're doing good. Then they get bought off by people who want them to do bad, but they don't come out and say, listen, I was paid by these people. Y'all don't buy this. Don't eat this. Risk your life for a moment.
Yeah.
I mean, genuinely. So no, the government has to do what it has to do because it literally requires the lives, the hard work, the energy of the people to survive. There are good governments, but ours just so happens to not be so good.
If you were to look at one government in the world, who do you feel like is doing the best job?
Oh, the best job. I can't say who's doing the best, but I'll say a good one, for example, during the quote unquote pandemic, El Salvador. Rather than pushing drugs on its people, it actually donated health packs to its people with vitamin C, with ivermectin, with vitamin D, with lots of natural remedies. They literally sent that to houses all across their nation because they knew these would actually help with the health of the people. So a government that is pushing healing is a government that cares. But a government that says, well, actually, here, take these, and this causes more problems, that's not a government that cares for health.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you look deeper into the government and some of the things they have studied, like MK Ultra.
Oh, yes.
Are you familiar with that?
Very
Mind
much
control?
so. Oh, yes,
I
ma'am.
want to talk about that.
Okay, you know what? MK Ultra. Someone watch the movie called Manchurian Candidate starring Denzel Washington. That's a nice, easy one to watch. There are a lot more because it's based off of true stories. Study something called MK Ultra, number 1, MK Naomi. Let's say, look at Project Bluebeam, look at Project or Operation Paperclip regarding the Nazi German scientists after World War II who were brought here and hired and put in places in government in the United States. The U.S. was saying how evil they were, but then hired them to work here. Okay, so this is a layered conversation. MK Ultra dealing with mind control. First off, the American Psychiatric Association is heavily a part of that, and without that area, mind control wouldn't exist. So the FBI uses psychiatrists. Psychiatrists and the CIA all work together to institute something called PDH, pain drug hypnosis. This is a strategy that they use to install command phrases. So the MK Ultra is the installing of command phrases or trigger words under a person's awareness, so that when they hear it later on in life, they're walking down the street, etc., they hear this word, the command to do something has now been triggered, and they go do it. They are not aware of it. It is a 100% automatic remote control. Okay,
Yeah, it's like they planted in your subconscious.
100%. It is called an implant. It's another term for it. The person who shot one of the biggest fans of one of the Beatles, who shot, the man that he said he loved so much, he was implanted. The woman who shot at Ronald Reagan, she was implanted. There's a lot of people, a lot of assassinations that took place were from people who were implanted by the government through psychiatrists, in particular, the people who are experts of the mind. This is a very real thing. That's why the largest budget right now, or one of the largest budgets next to arms, ammunitions, ammo, drugs, is the Department of Psychiatry, or using psychologists. That's a large percentage of budget. You call it mental health. Okay, so a lot of people right now, let's just bring it back to reality. A lot of people have been implanted with thoughts and ideas below their awareness. So on social media, you scroll. You see people getting beat up. You see a bunch of drugged up people, etc. And then they're being given command phrases, triggers, etc. Later on, you hear that same word. You start feeling those emotions. You get pissed off, angry. You don't even know why.
I get you to agree to a little piece of identity, and I guarantee your behavior in the future. And the moment I get you to agree to a little piece of identity, I can increase the chances by like 90%. You're going to agree to this next little small piece. So like we talked about compliance escalation, this is identity escalation.
Okay.
So if I walked in here and I was like, dude, I got a question for you. Have you always been this open with other people? Or is this something you had to work on? The moment you answered that question, you have now made an agreement to act a certain way with me.
Open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you've also made an agreement that most people are not.
Interesting.
Or I don't even have to talk about your identity. I can get you to agree that most people live in these prisons of worrying about what people think. They live in these prisons of self-doubt.
I see.
And they're like, yeah. And the moment I get you to agree that that's those other people, I'm covertly getting you to agree to behave a certain way in this conversation.
Wow.
Because that was implanted into you beforehand, below your
Kind of like
subconscious.
when people retire and they wake up, they have this routine.
Yes.
They're going to work, they get stuck in traffic. Now they're upset, and then once they stop working, they still have those same triggers.
Yes, it's actually very, very real. And there are different cultures that have different names for them. In Christianity, you call it demons. In Islam, you call it jinn. In the field of psychiatry, they call it traumatic responses, trigger words. You have another term for it called engrams. You have a lot of different ways of classifying what is this thing below my subconscious that causes me to act irrationally. Literally, a lot of people have them. What, you call me a what? And then that's when they start doing things. You're like, no, I didn't say that. Yes, you did. And you see a person going into this hamster wheel recording where they start doing a whole bunch of craziness. And you're like, wow, what is going on with this person? People are walking around with these triggers. So you have to become aware of what those are. That way you become aware and say, okay, hold on. That's how I respond to that. Let me back up. So you can take the power away from that. And therefore you have the memory without the control. That is a part of it.
Wow. So the first step is to become aware.
Absolutely.
Because once you're present, then now you have the ability to decide.
Yes.
Because if you're not present, then you're just doing what's coming.
Over 70% of people are not in present time. Crashes every day. Person who's not in present time. Irrational behavior, actions, people not in present time. Somebody slips, falls, throws stuff, not in present time. Literally means to be, your mind is where your body is. That's present right now.
One of my affirmations that I've been saying these last couple of days is, I am where my feet are.
That's good. That's good.
Good.
That's good. No, really, that's good. That's good. It brings you right here.
Yes. I am where my feet are, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm driving a car.
Yes.
Okay, I'm present.
Yes. Make yourself aware of it. That's what happens when a person gets knocked unconscious. The first thing a paramedic normally says is, how many fingers do I have up? Follow my finger. Follow the light. They're trying to see, are you mentally where your body is physically right now? Because if you're not, they can't depend on you to do anything. They first have to get you here. Most people are not here.
And then
They're
it goes
stuck.
deeper too, because basically we're saying we can't be focused.
No.
Right? That's really what it comes down to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll get mistakes. You'll get a lot of issues that happen because most people are not in present time. We
Wow.
are stuck in the arguments we had with our baby mama, baby father. We're stuck at the fact that we just lost a new job. We're stuck here. We're stuck. Everywhere you have negative trauma, your attention is stuck in. Your attention is dispersed all over the place. So you think you're talking to the person. You're talking to what they have set up on a daily basis to manage their everyday life. You're talking to that thing. You're not talking to them. They are not even in the house right now. They are mentally checked out, just operating every day to try to survive right now.
Right.
But if you said, bro,